right, guys, so here's this activity. I'm going to go over it with you. I hope you kind of messed around with it on your own to see if you could figure it out. But if instead of being given a cladogram, instead you're given a chart like this, we want you to understand how you take the chart or the table with the characteristics and then end up with the cladogram and have things in the correct order. So on this little activity that I've linked to, you might have to allow flash. So do that. And there's a drop-down menu. And for each of these characteristics, and if you hover over them, it will describe it to you what they are. If the organism has it, you'll just use the drop-down menu and you'll put a plus. And if it does not have it, you'll leave it as a minus. Okay. So hopefully you know what your lungs are. Vertebral column, again, we're just going to say that's the backbone. So if it has a backbone, the placenta. So mammals, certain mammals have a placenta, and that connects the embryo to the mother's uterus. And that's where you got your belly button, your umbilical cord attached, the placenta, your mother's placenta to you so that you could get your nice nutrients and different things from your mom. Bony skeleton is exactly what it sounds like, bones and hair, okay? And I think, if I remember correctly, that this one, if you don't do it right, I think it doesn't let you have it anyway. So, all right, here's Mr. Monkey, so I'll take him. Mr. Monkey definitely has lungs. He definitely has a backbone. He has a placenta. He's got bones, that's for sure, and he's hairy. All right, so I notice he has all of them, right? He has all 5 of these characteristics that we are using to decide how our cladogram is going to look and our evolutionary relationships. Here's our bony fish. Well, it gives us a hint, bony fish. All right, fish don't have lungs, they have gills. So no lungs. Got a backbone though, because I don't like to eat fish that are like, you know, when they serve them and the bones are in and you got to pick the bones. I don't do well with that. All right, I like fillets. Let's see. No, fish do not have placentas. Definitely have bones. And I don't think they have hair. I'm in trouble if they do. All right, so that one's finished. Here's Mr. Lizard. Or Miss Lizard. Let's see. Lungs. Backbone. Placenta. No, I don't think so. They're a reptile. Bony. Yep. I don't think any hair. Go with that. All right, here's Mr. Shark. Ha. Okay. Okay, I'm having fun. All right, he has gills, so no lungs. Has a backbone. No placenta. I don't think. Well, that was right. I think they have cartilage instead of bones. We'll find out together. Yep, like that one. And no hair. Okay. Geez, he's just got one thing. All right, here's the kangaroo. Lungs for sure. Backbone for sure. I don't think placenta. Let's see. Yep, that's right. Because they crawl up. It's very cool. And then they get in the pouch and they finish in there. Definitely has bones. Definitely has hair. Okay. So one thing before I click next that I want you to look at is, let's look at these different living things. And you notice here the shark only has 1 of these characteristics. The bony fish has 2. The lizard has 3. The kangaroo has 4. And the monkey has all 5 of them. Okay, so that will help us when we build our cladogram in just a minute. That will help us. So their cladogram, I kind of wish that they would start from the earliest and move up, but they don't, and that's okay. It's probably good for you guys to see something that maybe is a little bit different. But the way they have it looking here, this would still be the oldest point in time. This is going back in time. And then as we move this direction, we're getting more and more recent. Well, they want you to start with the most recent organism that has evolved and then work backwards. So here's what we want to do. When we look at this, all right, we know that these traits evolve over time. And they evolve in response to that environmental pressure that's involved in natural selection. Sometimes they can evolve in other ways, but that for us has been where we've looked at most of our lesson. So if I'm starting over here, I have to start with the living organism that has all of the traits that I'm looking at, and that's Mr. Monkey. So I'll grab him, I'll put him there. Now, how do I decide what trait to put here? So here's how you do it. Mr. Monkey has all 5 traits. The kangaroo has 4. What's the one trait that the monkey has that the kangaroo does not? It's the placenta. See how we have the plus there? And the kangaroo doesn't have it. So I know that must be the trait that developed over time that then evolved, and those organisms had the placenta. So I will click next. All right, so the monkey had 5 of the traits. The kangaroo had 4 of the traits. The traits themselves are evolving. So here comes the kangaroo. And now I'm going to do the same thing. The kangaroo had 4. The lizard has 3. What is the trait that the kangaroo has that the lizard does not? And look right here, the lizard doesn't have hair, but the kangaroo has hair. So that tells me that I put hair right here. Okay. Ooh, that got fancy. All right. So all 5 traits, 4 traits. Now I'm ready for the one that has 3 traits. It's Mr. Lizard. Mr. Lizard has 3 traits. Bony fish has 2. What's the one trait that the lizard has that the bony fish does not? That would be lungs. 5 traits, 4 traits, 3 traits, 2 traits. That's Mr. Bony Fish. And now, bony fish has 2 of them. Shark has 1. What's the trait that the bony fish has that the shark does not? That's a bony skeleton. And that should leave Mr. Shark. And we'll put the backbone. So this is what it should look like. All right. So what I'm looking at here is, remember, all 5 of these have a backbone. But right here, the shark evolved its evolutionary path. It evolved using only cartilage. Bony skeletons evolved appeared, and we see that the bony fish has those, but not lungs. Then the lungs start to show up in the fossil record. There's our lizard. Here's hair starts to appear, and finally the placenta, that particular trait right here. Okay, so we wanted to show you both how you start with a cladogram and then answer questions about which ones are most closely related, what traits they do or don't have. And then we also wanted to show you the opposite. What do you do if you're given a table and then you're asked to look at the table, compare, and develop a cladogram from that? Okay.